Hey guys, welcome to the video. I will be talking about how to fix the headband on the Plantronics GameCom 780. I've also seen that the Plantronics GameCom 788 has a very similar headband, or probably the exact same headband, so this fix probably applies to that model as well. Let's talk about the product first. Well, I like the GameCom 780. It's a very affordable headset, and it has a decent microphone, and you get surround sound. I paid €50 for this headset, so surround sound for that price range is very good. But there's a big problem with the headset, and that is the headband. It's made of plastic, and when you put the headset on, you have to kind of stretch it a little bit, every time, just to fit it over your head. And as you do this over and over again, the stress builds up on the headband, and then one day it might just snap. This is what happened to me. I had these for a little over a year. The headband suddenly snapped on the right side, and then a few days later it snapped on the left side. But however, I didn't want to throw these away because I still kind of like the headset. But then I noticed, I googled this thing, and I noticed a lot of people have had the same issue. I saw people writing on Amazon and other sites, people complaining that their headband just snapped. So for some people it happened sooner, some people it happened later, but a lot of people had this problem. So how to fix it? Well, I decided to try solid metal parts to fix the headband. And what you need is, first of all, a drill. There's probably no way around this. You need a drill. Either use your own or borrow a drill. Then you need some drill bits. You will need at least a 3mm drill bit. And then if you can find one, also a 2mm drill bit to start off with. And then you need at least 4 pieces of perforated steel. Each piece should be around 35mm in length, and they should be about 20mm wide. You can find perforated steel probably at most hardware stores, and they will probably sell it in this kind of a roll thing that you'll see in this picture. So it's slightly bendable, but it's definitely strong enough to hold the headband together. Then you need at least 8 bolts. Bolts that I used were 13mm in length, and they were 3mm wide. And then you need nuts for the bolts, so at least 8 nuts. And the total cost of the parts, like excluding the drill, of course, the total cost of the parts was just a couple of euros or dollars, so almost nothing. And here we see what the finished product looks like. This is not a step-by-step tutorial because I don't really want to take this thing apart. But from here you should be able to see what I did. I just drilled 4 holes. I drilled holes in the corners of this piece of steel, and I basically took a piece of perforated steel and I held it in place with my thumb, and then I took a 2mm drill bit and I drilled through all the holes in the corners. Then I put the piece of steel away. Then I took a bigger bit. I took a 3.5mm drill bit, and I just made these holes a little bigger so that the bolts can fit through. So, and then you just take 2 pieces of steel, and then you fasten them together by putting the bolts through the headband. And you can see here that I have the nuts on the outside because the bolts, they are poking through a little bit, and I don't want them poking my head, so that's why I did it like this. And actually, I realized that this fix doesn't look very pretty, and it's kind of like almost like a steampunk thing that's going on, but it's comfortable. Like you don't even notice these bolts that you added here. Even though you have to sacrifice a little bit of the padding to make this work, you have to just go ahead and drill through the padding that you have here. And a couple of things about drilling. Number one, be really careful when you drill this. You have to make sure that you are drilling above and below this point here where the headband snapped. Of course, if you drill right next to the crack, then there's a possibility that it'll snap again. So be careful with that. Like this is the most important part, and that you should be very careful with. And I have tested these phones; they work. I guess the wire runs through maybe the middle of the headband, so you're not breaking like the audio cable inside. You're not breaking that by drilling these holes on the edges of the headband. And I've used these for about a week and a half now, and as you can see that they seem to be holding together quite well, and I don't see these breaking anytime soon. And at least you will get a little bit more time with this headset, even if they don't last forever and ever. You will definitely extend the lifespan of this headset for very little money. And by the way, don't pay attention to this black thing here. That's a head tracking thing that I built for this headset. One of the reasons that I didn't want to throw this headset away was that I had attached this head tracking thing to that. But yeah, this thing is now working, and for the time being. So if you have any questions, write me a comment, or if you tried this fix yourself, just tell me whether you were successful or not. But good luck, and thanks.